Just in time to introduce you to our next comedian. This funny man has his own half-hour Comedy Central Presents special and has appeared on The Very Funny Show on TBS. Please welcome to the stage, Andrew Kennedy!
Hello! How are you guys doing? We are here, out of the houses, away from our children. That is awesome. Because life begins at bedtime. You know what I'm talking about, right? Life, especially if you've got 2 or more kids, 6 and under, that's when your day begins. Because parenting is the hardest thing ever. It is so hard. Let me be more specific. Parenting is the hardest thing ever if you love them. If you don't love them, it's easy. It's easy. And then you end up on the news, so that's not good. It's not good. But it's like the greatest thing. So yeah, we've got 3 kids, and as a guy, I had no idea what I would feel for my kids. I had no idea that I could love somebody so much that I could pick food off their face and eat it. I never thought I'd look at another human being and actually go, you didn't eat all the macaroni. Daddy gonna get it, cause you a nice lady. Right? We love our kids so much that it's hard to keep them happy all day long. And that desire to keep them happy 24/7 sucks out every bit of energy from your body. So by the moment they go down, you want to cry. You just want to cry, pass out, commit a crime. You don't know what you want to do. 7 o'clock, that's what my wife did. Thank God she picked 7 o'clock. Getting an early bedtime routine could be the most important thing you do as a parent other than feeding them. That's the best. 7 o'clock, they go down. Mommy and daddy can open up a bottle of wine, because you know that's what we do. Open up a bottle of wine. And then after that, you can either A, do all the stuff you couldn't do while they were awake, or B, open up another bottle of wine. Because sometimes one bottle just isn't enough. I don't know who invented the boxed wine, but he's a genius, or she's a genius. 4 bottles of wine in an udder placed in a box. You don't even need tools. You just poke your finger in it and open it up. Poke your finger in it, pull out the nipple, and then start texting your friends to see who had the crappiest day. What did Tyler do? Oh, Harold never does that during potty time. Wow. It's crazy. And since we lived in Connecticut up until recently, in the winter, we'd put him down at 4:30, tell him it's 7. Anybody else do that? Use the darkness. That's on page 26 of my book. In the chapter titled Using the Darkness, okay? Because after about an hour of darkness in the winter, you don't know what time it is. Is it only 7? I thought it was later than that. We didn't even have clocks in our house for like the first couple of years. We didn't have clocks, and the teachers would send home notes. Your children can't tell time. We don't need them to tell time. We're in control. We know when to drop them off. We know when to pick them up. We're the people that need to know to tell time. Right now, they don't need to. We would actually DVR their shows and play them earlier. Anybody else do that? Yes, it's iCarly. Look at that. It's iCarly. It's like fast forwarding sleep time. You think you can't time travel? Okay. Try playing a show that should air at 6:30 at 4 and watch your kids go to bed 2.5 hours early. Then tell me mommy and daddy can't bend time. It's like 5 o'clock. They're asleep, and you know how many Walking Dead episodes you can watch before you pass out at 9:30? A lot. But the kids are older now. They're 6, 9, and 11. So we're done with the baby music, because that just sucked. That was terrible. Remember the first song you put in there? You're thinking, we're just gonna try this out for a little bit, and then we'll listen to our song, and back and forth. No, as soon as you put it in, that's all you'll hear for like 5 to 6 years. That's it. It just sucks it in. And if you're in the car, you play anything else, they're like, ah! Honey, did you bring in the Lord of the Rings CD? What is that? Was that a ring race? No, that's our child. Put the one he loves. You know, so it's like 5 or 6 years of, you know, yummy, 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 yummy. And music has changed in the 6 or 7 years I haven't heard it. So you've got to be careful what your kids are listening to, because we're listening to normal music now, and you've got to pay attention, because some of these the lyrics, you don't know what they mean. I don't know how long my 6-year-old's favorite song was Flo Rida's Whistle before I realized, yes, thank you. I thought it was about blowing a whistle. That's not about blowing a whistle. That is so cute, but yet it's not. Kira, you can't listen to that ever again, okay? No blowing whistles. Daddy doesn't want you blowing whistles. You're my angel.
Nickmom Night Out will be back with more from Andrew Kennedy.
Maybe a shock to you to know this, but I'm half Colombian, so I'm half Hispanic and raised in South America, fluent in Spanish. Republicans are very nervous. Look at that white boy, perfectly good white boy talking Spanish. And I look so white that when I speak in Spanish to Latinos, they answer me in English. That's the weirdest thing. Tú tienes un reloj, tú me puedes decir qué hora es. Tú tienes el tiempo, ¿qué hora es? Yes, it is about. And we just moved from Connecticut to California, so I'm speaking Spanish all the time. We went to get our California licenses. Not once did I have to speak in English the whole time. Mira, yo tengo que tomar una foto. ¿Tú quieres tomar una foto? Sí, yo quiero tomar una foto. Vete allá a tomar la foto. Gracias. Gracias por decirme dónde tomo la foto. Now my kids are learning how to speak Spanish from a native speaker. It's no longer Señora McIntyre. From Connecticut, it's teaching our kids that red in Spanish is rojo. Can you say rojo, rojo? It's red in Espanol. Can you say verde? Verde is green. Can you say azul? And I'm like, are you kidding me? This Señora McIntyre argued with a Mexican foreign exchange student over the pronunciation of his own name. His own name. ¿Dónde está Miguel Vasquez? Miguel Vasquez, ¿dónde está? Me llamo Miguel Vasquez. ¿Qué? ¿Cómo se escribe? ¿Cómo se escribe? V-A-S-Q-U. Okay. Okay, Señora McIntyre. It's crazy. Now our kids are getting older and things have changed. Now my wife had the first sex talk with our 11 and 9-year-old boys just because they saw the bearded dragons mating. Bearded dragons are lizards. And we have 2 of them. We thought they were both guys, but they're not. We found that out. We thought they were both guys until they weren't. Freddie and Jason. Sounded cute till Jason was on top of Frederina, because that's her new name. And my wife walked in and both Aiden and Ian are looking at Freddie and Frederina and Jason, and Aiden, my 11-year-old, asks my wife, are they making babies? And my wife is like, you know what? I think maybe they are making babies. And then my 9-year-old says, does he put it in her butt? That's what he asked her. Exactly. My wife can't move. She's like frozen. And she's like, no, honey, I don't think that's where that's going. I don't think that's where, can that conversation end there? No. Could it ever end there? So now Aiden, my 11-year-old, says, well, where does he put it? And she didn't answer. She just stared at him. They stared at each other for like 50 seconds while she telepathically tried to convey the idea that, yeah, and then finally Aiden's like, oh. Then she looks at him, he looks at her, and he says, is that what Daddy does to you? And I'm like, she walked out of the room. She ran out of the room, and when I come back from this taping, that's what I've got to deal with. That's crazy. You guys have been excellent. My name's Andrew Kennedy. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Andrew Kennedy! Hysterical!
Set is done. I think that went pretty well. Let's see tomorrow what I have to do. Go to the mall, pick up some things for Ian's back to school list. Some snacks, Box of tissues. Oh, I think these were on the list. They don't need to.
We're done. We've got 3, and that's enough for us. So that's the equivalent of like 8 in the 50s. That's more than enough children. I've had it taken care of, if you know what I mean. Yes? Because a lot of women, you do the procedure, but not this guy. If I was going to be able to partake in her anymore, I had to have the procedure. And so I did. And now it's great because now we're not scared to interact.